Welcome back to Sal's Kitchen. We have another request. People are asking for fresh tomato sauce. And as you can see here, we have some tomatoes. We're going to make a nice fresh tomato sauce. Instead of using a canned sauce, we're going to make our own sauce. And so what we do is with the tomato, we just kind of like slice it just like that. Just give it a little sliver, not too deep. Just enough to cut the skin. Okay. And once we get them all sliced up, just like that, we'll begin to put them in hot water. We can see the water boiling already. And there it is. We'll just drop them all in the hot water. Now we want to make sure that we don't overload this either. Just like that. And we're just going to cook this for about maybe 5 minutes. And within 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how the skin is going to fall right off. All right, so we'll see you in 5 minutes. Now we're going to get an onion. In the meantime, as you can see here, it's still boiling. But here we're going to chop up an onion. And we're going to take about maybe this much. Okay, just a little less than a half. And just take the skin out of there. Now the trick about the onion, you cut it just like this. And then you just kind of like cut them into like slivers, but not all the way. Just like that. And then you just get them as thin as possible, just like that. Always make sure you tuck your fingers in. This way you don't cut them off. So again, just kind of like this. And then when you get to that point, just tip it down and just continue to cut this way. And there it is. As long as your fingers are curved like that, you're never going to chop them. And that's the trick. Okay, so we can have nice fine diced onions. We're going to put in our fresh marinara sauce. Okay. Now when it comes to the garlic, I like to use this tool here. You could actually put all the garlic in this food processor. But what I like to do here is chop it with this, just like that. You squeeze it. To me, garlic and onion, it's not something you want to chew on. It's something you want to taste. So you want to make sure that it dissolves in the food. You don't want to start chewing on an onion. Imagine chewing on an onion. Some people like it though. But usually it's meant for flavor. In Sicily we say that this is the king and this is the queen. You can't have a good meal without a king and queen. So that's about enough garlic there. Now our tomato is pretty much done. And as you can see here, I have some nice ice water. And now we're going to begin to dip them in ice water. Just like that. And what that does is it's gonna cool down. This way it'll be easier to manage as you're taking the skin out. We don't want to make sauce with skin. Okay. And then as you take these out, you begin to put the next batch in. And so here we are with the next batch. And we'll just dip that right in the sauce, in the hot boiling water. Okay. And there you are. Okay, so this is we're gonna give that another 5 minutes. And this here is ready to peel. So we're gonna bring it right over here. And notice how easy it is now to handle. And you just take the skin and just peel it, just like that. Okay, and you could put it in here as well. All right, just take the skin right, it comes right off. Okay. You don't have to try hard. As soon as you boil it for 5 minutes, the skin comes right off. And when it comes to the end, you can just cut the end off here, core. You don't want to use that. So we're going to do that to all of them. But in the meantime, you just take all the skin out. And we're going to take some of these here and just put them right straight in the food processor. Just like that. Just like that. And you can make some nice spaghetti with tomato sauce with this. We're going to be making pizzas with this. For those who's going to follow, we're going to learn some really good, delicious dishes. And this is the sauce that we use to make anything that we make here at Sal's Kitchen. So, you're going to be eating good. I grew up in Sicily. In Sicily, this is how we make our sauce. And they actually put it in cans to be preserved for a whole year. And they could just dip right into it. But there's a trick to that too. When it comes to making sauce, we want to make sure that the containers that we use are boiled in water and then put in ice cold water and then fill the sauce in the containers. We don't want any kind of preservatives going in there. Okay, so here it is. We're just going to, let's see what we got here. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so now we're going to get our pan ready to go. We're going to put some extra virgin olive oil into this pan here. This is where we're going to make our sauce. Okay, we're going to get this nice and hot. Okay, and we're continuing to still peel this skin off. But in the meantime, as you can see inside the food processor, that some of it is ready to go. Okay. So now what we're waiting for now is that oil to get nice and hot. But in the meantime, you can just continue to take the skin off. Okay, so now that our oil is nice and hot, first thing we do is we drop the onions. The reason why we hold off on putting the garlic as well is because the onions usually take a little longer to caramelize. So we'll put the onion first. Once we begin to see color on the onion, that's when you drop the garlic. Okay? So now you got to keep an eye on that. As soon as that's done, we got to get ready with the garlic. Okay. And so as you can see, the onions are starting to get smaller and turning color at the same time. So this is the time when we put the garlic. Now the garlic cooks right away. So you have to make sure that once you put the garlic in, that you have to have your sauce ready. Okay? So make sure the sauce is right here, because it's all about timing. Okay, so as you can see, everything is starting to caramelize. And we're going to get ready to dump the sauce in. As soon as we see the right color, and the reason why we caramelize this, it brings flavor to the sauce. Okay, and it's getting there. As you can see, the garlic is already turning right before the onion. So that's why you had to wait to put the garlic in. Okay, so now the garlic is starting to turn colors, and this is when we put the sauce in. Okay. And just kind of put all the garlic and onion on top, just like that. Just like that. Okay. So obviously we can see here that we have a nice full pot of fresh tomato that's cooking. And I had to make sure I lowered the temperature a little bit. We don't want to leave it on high. And we had so much tomato that I had to change the pot. So this is a better pot for it. And so now we're going to cook this thing here at this temperature. And what I like to cook this sauce here is about an hour and a half. Really, it's about an hour. But by cooking it for an hour and a half, you're really going to reduce it down and you get that nice fresh tomato sauce, which we're going to see. Just going to add a teaspoon of salt, just like that. Maybe just a teaspoon is fine. And just sprinkle a little black pepper on there. I added a little basil to it, a fresh basil out of the yard. And we also have some fresh parsley. Just take a little bit. We grow some nice veggies in the backyard. Old school Sicilian ways. Now, a lot of people put sugar in their sauce. Personally, I don't believe in that. The reason why they put sugar in their sauce is so that you could say, mmm. But if you could say, mmm, without the sugar, that means it's good food. At Sal's Kitchen, we make food, not candy. Okay, so here it is. That's all you really need. It's a very basic 1, 2, 3 step. Salt, pepper, basil. If you add a little parsley, that's a plus. It's just going to enhance everything. Okay, and right now this has been cooking for a half an hour. So we still have another half hour to go, or maybe even an hour. So we're gonna cook it for an hour though, because it looks like it's cooking pretty fast, and it's not that high flame. You don't want to make it too high, otherwise everything starts popping up. So you want to make sure you just cook very slow. Okay. Okay, so the sauce has been cooking for now an hour and 10 minutes. And that's pretty much it, friends. This is your sauce. This goes right over your spaghetti. We're going to make many, many different videos. We're going to get into rice balls. We're going to get into a lot of things. So, again, if you want to keep up with a nice Sicilian cuisine cooking, keep following me, press subscribe, and like the video. And I'll see you at the next video.